Hi, boys and girls. I have a book for you today by Jan Brett. It's called Annie and the Wild Animals. We've been talking about a lot. We've been talking a lot about how animals survive in winter. Remember, we said some hibernate, some migrate, and some adjust? Well, the animals you're going to see in this book today are animals that adjust. They're animals that stick around in the winter. They can find their own food, they can find their own shelter, and sometimes they even get a warmer coat, or maybe the color of their fur changes to make it easier for them to hide from predators. So these animals are all animals that adjust. Let's find out about Annie, because she wants to help them. Sometimes when you help animals, it makes life harder for them, and you're going to see what's going on in this book, Annie and the Wild Animals, written and illustrated by Jan Brett. Annie and the Wild Animals. It had been snowing for days. Winter was lasting too long. See the borders? There's Annie with her cat and all the winter clothing. Something was wrong with Annie's cat. Taffy had stopped playing. She ate more than usual. She slept all day long. Annie found her curled up in the strangest places. You can see them in the borders, too. Jan Brett says that she has too many ideas just to put one picture on a page. One morning, Annie could not find Taffy anywhere. She looked and looked, but Taffy was gone. Annie was extremely lonely. If you look in the borders, you can see what's happening to Taffy. But Annie doesn't know that. I need a new friend, thought Annie. She placed a corn cake at the edge of the wood. She imagined that a small furry animal would come and she would tame him for a pet. The next morning, the corn cake was gone. In its place stood a giant moose. He's too big to tame, thought Annie. I'll have to try again. That night, Annie left another corn cake at the edge of the wood. In the borders, you can see things. The next morning, the moose was back, and a snarling wildcat was there too. He's too mean to tame, thought Annie. Annie placed more corn cakes at the edge of the wood. The next morning, a big growling bear was there with the moose and the wildcat. So these animals are looking for food. Annie thinks she's helping. He's too grumpy for a pet, thought Annie. Annie made as many corn cakes as she could and left them at the edge of the wood. At dawn, Annie heard the snarls and growls of the wild animals. There was the moose and the wildcat and the bear. They had been joined by a stag, that's a male deer, and his family, and a large gray wolf. Not one of them is soft and friendly like Taffy, thought Annie. All the next day, Annie made corn cakes and left them at the edge of the wood. All night long, she heard the sounds of the wild animals eating the corn cakes. Annie awoke to find a great nose stuck through her window. It belonged to the moose, who was still hungry. The animals wanted more cakes. But when Annie looked into the barrel of cornmeal, it was empty. She couldn't make any more corn cakes. Annie was very sad. She would never find a pet now. She missed Taffy very much. Have you been noticing what's going on with Taffy? It's been in the borders. All that night a warm breeze blew from the south. The snow melted and new buds could be seen on the plants and trees. The wood was coming alive again. By the next morning, the wild animals had gone back to the wood. They would find food there now that spring had finally come. Then, as unexpected as the warm spring breeze, Taffy walked proudly into the yard. "Taffy!" exclaimed Annie. "You have come home. Where have you been?" Taffy turned and looked back the way she had come. Out of the wood came 3 soft and friendly kittens. Annie would not be lonely anymore. Jan Brett gives clues, but often readers don't look at all the pictures. I've read this book a lot of times, so I kind of knew where to look. But can you see that she found a little home in a tree? And you can tell that she has her kittens there. You might have missed that the first time through. But there were big pictures of Taffy and her kittens throughout the book. It's okay sometimes when you miss the little clues, but you know what? Good readers always pay good attention to the pictures. I hope you enjoyed that book. Let's see. There's a lot of those animals that might live in New Hampshire. That's where we are. Moose is a New Hampshire animal, and it adjusts. It lives out all winter long. And we talked about bears. We have a New Hampshire bear. The black bear lives here in New Hampshire. And a lot of people think that they hibernate because that's what the scientists used to say. But the scientists have learned new things, so they adjust as well. Bobcats are in New Hampshire. Coyotes are in New Hampshire. And they live all winter. And they're looking for food right now because they're running out. What about Taffy? Well, Taffy's a house pet. So house pets have people that help them find the food they need and keep them warm so they don't have to migrate or hibernate. I hope you enjoyed it. Jan Brett's books are so well done and they have so many great details in some of the books you're writing. Remember the one about the snowman? Details in that cover picture make me very happy. Have a great day, boys and girls.